Hello and welcome, my dear students, to my channel Mathematics Made Easy. This is Miss Ruchika welcoming you to today's session. The session is exclusively for grade 10 elite math students who are going to give the term 3 exam very soon. Today's session is part 5 of exam end of term coverage, and today we are covering questions from chapter 8 conic section. So we are going to look at parabola, hyperbola, ellipse and circles. So let's get started. And before we start today's session, just a humble reminder, I have already put 5 videos on parabola and ellipses. This is the link to the playlist. You can watch these videos on conic section. So when you go to my channel Mathematics Made Easy and go to the playlist of conic sections, you will already see a lot of important questions about parabola and ellipse. So do watch those videos before this video for better understanding of the conic sections. Also, a kind reminder here to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Press the bell icon not to miss any notifications so that it works as a motivation for me. When I see my number of subscribers increasing, I feel like making more and more videos for you. Also, it takes a lot of effort, so please appreciate that by subscribing to the channel and share the channel with your friends. One important instruction before we start solving questions that will help you for the exam is to learn the formula sheets. So any question that you get, for example, the following questions 1 to 10 have been taken from your end of term coverage example 1. These are on the topic of parabola. You have to identify the vertex, focus, axis of symmetry and directrix and then do the graph. So for doing this question, for solving this question, you need to know what is the vertex, focus, axis of symmetry, directrix and the equation of the graph of the parabola. So you have to learn that formula sheet. I'm shortly going to show you all the formula sheets that we'll be using in today's session. Please download them. Also, the link is there in my Google Drive, and learn the formulas so that you can solve questions very quickly when you are giving your exam. It's very, very important. In my videos on parabola in the playlist conic sections, I've already explained you this formula sheet. So you have to learn the two equations, x minus h whole square plus equal to 4p times y minus k and y minus k whole square equal to 4p times x minus h. So these are the vertical and the horizontal parabolas. Their vertex, focus, axis of symmetry and directrix are given by these formulas. So if you learn them, you'll be able to solve the questions correctly. So this is a formula sheet that you need to learn, and let's now see how we use this formula sheet for solving questions. In this question, question number 1, for each equation we need to find vertex, focus, axis of symmetry, directrix. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 things, and finally 5 the graph. So look at the equation. Equation is given. Now this equation resembles equation x minus h whole square equal to 4p times y minus k. So the square is with the x term. So if such an equation is there, then the parabola opens vertically. It's a vertical parabola, upward or downward, two options. Now the coefficient here a is positive, so it will be an upward parabola. So even before you do the graph, you know the shape of the graph. Now you will compare and get your h and k. So h and k in this question is 3 and 7. Now you look at this number 12, that is equal to 4p. So 4p equal to 12, so p is 3. So you have got your values of h, k and p, and now you can use the formula sheet. I have put here the picture of the formula sheet. So vertex is h comma k. So h comma k 3 comma 7, then h comma k plus p. So p is already 3, so this will be 3 plus 7, which is 10, then your directrix, then your axis of symmetry. So it is coming from the formula sheet. All of these you have. Now you draw the point. So you draw the vertex, you draw the focus, you draw the directrix, y equal to 4. This line, this is the horizontal line, y equal to 4, which is the directrix. You plot the focus, you plot the vertex, and then do the parabola. You know it is upward parabola, so it will pass through the vertex. So this is how you do the graph. So this was an example of upward vertical parabola. Let's now see horizontal parabola. Question number 3 is this one. So you are going to compare with y minus k whole square equal to 4p times x minus h. So the square is with the y term. So such a parabola opens horizontally or is a horizontal parabola. Compare and get your h, k and p. So h comes out to be minus 2, k comes out to be 4 and p comes out to be 5. How do you get it? This 20 is 4p. So if 20 is 4p, p is 5. Now again, you'll use the formula sheet. I've put a picture here of the horizontal parabola. And since the coefficient of y is 1, it will open on the right. So this is a right horizontal parabola. So even before you do the graph, you know the shape. Use the formula sheet to find vertex, focus, directrix and axis of symmetry. Graph them on the graph sheet of paper and then make your parabola from the right opening horizontally passing through the vertex, which is minus 2 comma 4. So that's how you draw your horizontal parabola. Now for the remaining question, I will show you the answer key. So we are now looking at questions 1 to 10 from page number 80 of your math book. That's the end of term coverage for parabola. So already we have discussed some questions, so you can check using your answer key. So this is how the questions will be solved, how the graph of the parabola will be done, and how the vertex, focus, directrix and axis of symmetry will be plotted. So I hope question number 1 to 10 clear to all of you. You can check your answers from the formula sheet. Remember to learn it so that you do the question correctly. A quick reminder here to download the answer key. The answer key that I'm using today in this video is provided in my Google Drive. So the link is in the description box. This is the link that you see to my Google Drive. So go there and download the answer key so that you can check all your answers for end of term exam coverage grade 10 folder. Part of the video talks about tangent to a parabola. So I'm going to explain you the concept, and this video I'm making specially for test bot subscriber of mine. So she had requested me for a video for conic sections, some important questions that we are covering today. So I'm dedicating the video to her and to all my grade 10 elite students. So how do you find tangent to a parabola? This is the shape of a parabola and you have a point outside, a point on the parabola. So the line that passes, that touches the parabola at only one point, that's what is called as your tangent. And there are two conditions that you will check. Number one, number two. What are those conditions? A line L becomes a tangent to a parabola at the point P if it forms an isosceles triangle. So what is isosceles triangle? Two sides are equal. So if you look at the figure, this triangle LFP has LF equal to PF. The two lengths are equal. That's why it's an isosceles triangle. So the segment from P, which is the point P, to the focus forms one leg of the triangle. That's one condition. And the other leg is formed along the axis of symmetry from the focus to the other point of the tangent, and that's the other leg. So one leg is formed from focus to the point P, another leg from the focus to the point L to the tangent. So if this condition is true and you get this isosceles triangle with two sides equal, so therefore you will know that it is a tangent. So this condition LF equal to PF, this we are going to use in the question shortly, and we will use the concept of distance formula. So any girl who has forgotten, if A and B coordinates are given as x1, y1, x2, y2, then the distance AB given by distance formula is the square root of x2 minus x1, difference of the x coordinate, y2 minus y1, difference of the y coordinate, their squares, and then add it. So this is the distance formula. Let's use this to solve question on tangent to a parabola. So next part of the video today talks about question number 11, which is present on page 45 to 50. These questions 45 to 50, we'll select some of them which are present on page 81 and do them. So in this concept, you have to use the equation of the line tangent to each parabola at the given point. So you are given the parabola, you are given the point. Let's solve the question and we'll use the concept we just studied in the last slide. So these questions have been asked by my subscriber test bot. So for her, I'm making this video, and for all my grade 10 elite students giving exam, for making parabola easy for you. Okay, so let's solve question 45 here. Very, very important. In this question, if we draw a diagram, it will be easy for us to understand. So what is given? The equation of parabola is already given to you. So you need to find the equation of tangent, the equation of the tangent line, and the point is given. So this is the point of tangent C. We are going to denote this point by capital C. This is the equation of the parabola. So from the equation of the parabola, comparing with the formula sheet, x minus h whole square is equal to 4p times y minus k. You can get your h, k and p. So just compare and get the three values. So y, so if you compare h is minus 7, k is 3 and your 4p is equal to 1 by 2. So p is minus 1 by 8. So these are the three things you get. So you get your value of p, you get your vertex. Vertex is h comma k. Now if vertex is h comma k, your focus is h comma k plus p. So you will find that value and convert to decimal. So your point, this is the point of focus. Let's call it capital F. So we have 2 points. The focus, which is negative 7 comma 2.875. We have point C, which is given to you in the question. These 2 points. Now if we draw a diagram by definition of the tangent from the last slide, if this is an isosceles triangle, this is the point of tangency C given to you. This is the point L, or say point A, and this point is the point of focus. So focus is minus 7 comma minus 2.875. Then let D be the distance FC. So how do you calculate this FC? You use distance formula. Okay, and this distance is going to be equal because of the leg of isosceles triangle. So let's use distance formula here. We find distance formula for point F and C, and the distance comes out to be 8.125. Okay, now once you get this distance, you know this distance is also same 8.125, so you can calculate this point. Now how you are going to do that is this step. So use D to find point A, which is the endpoint of the other leg of the isosceles triangle. Since P is negative, the parabola opens down and A will be above the focus. That means this point would have the same x coordinate, minus 7, but the y coordinate would change. How much will be the y coordinate? It will be 8.15 plus the focus point 2.875. So when you add that, it comes out to be 11. So negative 7 comma plus 11 is the coordinate of point A. Now that you have point A, now that you have this point, you know the equation of tangent is going to have this slope. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 gives slope as this. Now equation of line of tangent is y minus y1 m times x minus x1. This is point slope form. The point is given to be minus 5 comma this. Slope you have calculated 8. Just plug in the values. Do your calculation, open the brackets, negative negative becomes positive, do the correct calculation, and your equation of tangent will come out to be this value. Very, very important question. Similarly, you can do question 46, 47 and so on. I will show you the answer key now. Try them yourself. Using the same method as using distance formula, slope and point slope form, you will find the equation of the tangent here. So this is distance formula. The parabola is the parabola in standard form, opens horizontally, vertex, focus, point of tangency is given, so you get your distance. From there you get the other point, you find the slope, use the point slope form, same steps. So this is how your answer will look like for 46. Same process you will do for 47, same process for 48, just the numbers are different. 49, and last question 50. So check your answer, and these answer keys are given. So that completes the concept of parabola end of term questions. Now before we move to ellipse, humble reminder to watch the playlist that I've made on ellipses. I have already covered important questions in 3 videos that you will find in my channel. The link to the playlist is on your screen, so do watch the video for better understanding. And now the next topic that we are going to do after you watch these videos for better understanding is eccentricity of the ellipse. So let's solve some questions, and before that I'll give you the formula sheet for ellipse. The formula sheet for ellipse looks like, we have already discussed in great detail on the video on ellipses. So the first ellipse is horizontal. Its equation is given here. Its major axis would be the horizontal x-axis, as you see, two foci f1 f2, two vertices v1 v2, and these are all the formula sheets you need to learn and remember. For an ellipse, remember the relationship between a, b and c is c square is equal to a square minus b square. This is very important, and we'll use this for finding eccentricity. Next is your vertical ellipse, which has the major axis as the y-axis, and for vertical ellipse this is the equation that you need to learn. The formula sheet is given here. The relationship between ABC is same. So let's now find eccentricity. I'm sure you have learned this formula sheet so that we can use it for solving questions. Okay, so the formula for eccentricity of an ellipse is given here. You need to learn it for better understanding. So whether it is the vertical or the horizontal ellipse given to you, the relationship between A, B, C, as you saw, is C square is equal to A square minus B square. So any question that's given to you, you will first find your A, B, and C. And then the formula for eccentricity is very, very simple. It is the ratio of C to A. So means you find value of C, find value of A, and divide. So that will give you the eccentricity of an ellipse. Eccentricity of an ellipse is useful or important because it helps determine the shape of the ellipse. Whether it will be inclined at an angle, will it be vertical, horizontal, all of that. The oval shape is determined by eccentricity. So let's determine the eccentricity for the ellipse and solve some questions from end of term for ellipse. In your end of term, the questions on page 40, page number 90 from 14 to 21 will be solved using the formula I just shared with you. So I'm going to be doing a few parts of it, and then I will show you the answer key for other parts. So let's find eccentricity using the formula. E is equal to C divided by A, where C square is A square minus B square. So this is the formula sheet. So the first question I'm going to do for you or eccentricity is question 14 on page number 90. Let's do it. So you are going to compare this with x minus h whole square over a square plus y minus k whole square over b square equal to 1. So very, very easy to identify that your h is minus 5, your k is plus 3, and your a square is 72 and your b square is 54. So therefore A is this value, B is this value. Once you get A and B, you can find your C by subtracting them. So subtract and your C comes out to be 4.24 in decimals. Now the formula for eccentricity is divide C by A. So this is value of C, this is value of A. Divide, so the eccentricity is in fraction 1 by 2 or 0.5. Very, very simple. So here you don't need to find equation of ellipse. It's already given. You just have to use that given equation to find ABC and eccentricity. Now, in a similar way, you can check your answer from 15 to 18. We have used the same formula, eccentricity is equal to C divided by A in all of these questions. For question 19 to 21 also, just the numbers are changed. The formula is same. So eccentricity is C divided by A. Find your A, B, C, plug in them. If you do your calculation correct, your answer for eccentricity will come correct. Another important key concept is the concept of the discriminant denoted by a capital D. So that is equal to, if this is the general form of the second degree equation of any conic section. So it can be a circle, it can be an ellipse, it can be a parabola, it can be a hyperbola. If you find its value of discriminant b square minus 4ac. So the coefficient of xy is b. The coefficient of x square is a, the coefficient of y square is c, the coefficient of x is d, the coefficient of y is e, and the number without any coefficient constant is f. So you find this value. If it is less than 0, b is equal to 0 and a is c. It is going to be a circle. It is going to be an ellipse if the discriminant is less than 0 but b is not 0 and a is not equal to c. So you'll have to check these 1, 2, 3, 4 conditions. If it is a parabola, this value of discriminant will be equal to 0 and positive if it is in hyperbola. Let me show you what kind of questions can come on discriminant and how you can identify the conic. One question will surely come in your ministry exam on this, so pay attention and understand this concept well. Okay, so in your ministry exam, the kind of question that can come is given on page 102, question 44 to 53. These are all same kind of questions, just the number is different, and you are going to use the same formula sheet I just showed you for solving these questions. Let me do some of them for you, and remaining I will give you the answer key. So what you have to do, basically you have to in each part identify your A, B, C, D, E, F, find the discriminant and use it to identify whether it is a circle, a ellipse, a hyperbola or a parabola. So let's solve question 44. Okay, so I'm going to be doing question 44, 45, 46 for you. Pay attention. So what was the general form? Ax square plus bxy plus cy square plus dx plus ey plus f equal to 0. So step 1, identify a, b, c, d, e, f. So if you write it in this general form, then this equation does not have any x square. So a is going to be 0. What is value of b? B is the coefficient of xy. Again, b is also 0. Identify c. C is the coefficient of y square. So it is 1. Identify d. D is the coefficient of x. So that is, if you take it on the other side, minus 4 and so on. So now you find b square minus 4ac. So b square minus 4ac is 0. So if you check the condition, then from the condition you know that the discriminant is 0, so the conic is a parabola. That completes 44. Again, for question 45, you find the value of a, b, c, d, e and find the discriminant. Discriminant is positive more than 0. So if it is greater than 0, it is a hyperbola. Next one, last one, which I explained to you. Here you find the discriminant, it is less than 0. It's negative. So the conic must be either a circle or an ellipse. But if you look at value of A and C, A is the coefficient of x squared, so 2. C is the coefficient of y squared. So 1, both are not equal. A is not equal to C. So if they are not equal, it is going to be an ellipse. So you can use the formula sheet in this way to solve and identify. Now let me show you answer key for 47 question onwards to 53. So solve question 47 and 48 in a similar way. In 47 it is a parabola, in 48 it is a circle. In the next question 49 and 50, you can see one case is ellipse, another case is circle. Then you have 51, 52, 53. Answer key is shown here. Please check your answer and practice more questions on discriminant. One question will surely come in your exam where you identify the parabola. So learn and remember the formula sheet. So this is the formula sheet for parabola, ellipse and circle. Make sure you learn it. Then for hyperbolas, the two types of hyperbolas are given here, vertical and horizontal. So learn the formula sheet and you can download the answer key to see more answers of the video of the topic of conic sections. So some I have covered in this video. The ones which I have not covered are still there in your answer key. So go to my Google link drive. It's provided in the description box and download the answers. And that brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you for watching the video. And if you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends who are going to give the exam. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. If you are still watching the videos but have not subscribed yet, do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any upcoming videos. Until then, this is Ms. Ruchika signing off from today's session, wishing you all the best for your coming exams. Bye students.